I love reading, don't you? Some of my favorite genres include graphic novels, mysteries, and definitely nonfiction. Welcome to today's show. On today's show, we're going to be discussing close reading. What is close reading? What should it look like in a classroom? What should students look like when they're doing close reading? Let's find out in this episode. When we're talking about close reading, you need to understand that readers make leaders. What am I talking about? Students who are close readers are leaders, and they're going to be college and career ready by the time they graduate from the 12th grade. Close reading is supposed to be part of your instructional reading program. It's intentional, structured, well-planned, daily, at least a few times a week, interdisciplinary, tying in different content areas, available for all developmental levels, best practice with short, complex narratives or informational text, and well-monitored. How do we know that a text is complex? It's challenging, it's motivating, and has rigor. Well, there are 4 methods that we use to decide text complexity. They are vocabulary, syntax, text structures, and text features. We can identify texts that are complex by utilizing vocabulary and what we know about vocabulary. We can try to find books that are content related or integrate vocabulary from science, social studies, math, or other reading classes that we may take. They also include Tier 2 vocabulary words, multiple meaning words. A complex text contains syntax, that is the arrangement of words that makes sense to a reader. It needs coherence, logic, you need it to make sense. It needs to have unity, it needs to be concise, not too detailed, not too wordy, where it includes irrelevant information, and it needs to remember its audience. A complex text utilizes a variety of organization techniques, such as description, comparing and contrasting, sequencing, cause and effect, and problem and solution. A good complex text, one that is great for close reading, contains text features such as a title, table of contents, index, glossary, bold words, etc. The reading choices should not be consumable. Just pick up the book, read it, be done with it. No, let's read it 3 different times. The first time is called the first read. What does the text say? Students should focus on the most important elements of the text. These elements are known as key ideas and details. During the first read, in order to be successful in identifying key ideas and details, you need to question, because questioning equals understanding. Instead of only focusing on the who, what, when, where questions, remember to ask the how and why questions as well to deepen your understandings and chunk the text into manageable morsels that you can understand it better. During the second read of a text, a student should ask themselves, how does the text work? Students should focus on how specifically that text works. These elements are known as craft and structure. During the second read, to be successful in identifying the craft and structure of the text, try to find out how it's organized. Does it utilize sequence words that show order, such as first, next, then, last, now, and so on? And next, you need to identify unfamiliar words so you know what they mean. On the third read, a reader will ask themselves, what does the text mean? Students should focus on what exactly the text means to the reader and how it connects to other experiences. These elements are known as the integration of knowledge and ideas. Ooh, by that third read, you've done all of the heavy lifting, right? Wrong. You need to scaffold text if you don't understand what the text means. Find a text level that may be lower than the text that you're reading so that you can better understand the ideas. And visualize. You know what? If you need to draw a picture to better understand the text, do it. Close reading should never be used exclusively for homework. It's not a replacement for guided reading, independent reading, or shared reading. It's not go with the flow reading. It's not once a month or monthly reading. It's not limited to just language arts or reading class. And it's not for advanced readers only. And it's not reading with a random text or with all text. So as a reader, how can you demonstrate proficiency that you know what you're reading? Well, you can use a raft. A raft explains the role, audience, format, and topic of what you're reading. It's a way of writing about what you're reading. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is one of my favorite books written by Roald Dahl. I could write about the role of Charlie Bucket in the book, the audience, readers of fantasy, dreamers, lovers of candy, and lovers of the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movies. I could write about the format, because it is a chapter book, and the topic. I could compare and contrast Charlie Bucket to the other characters. I could retain some of those key ideas and details over the course of many days, especially if it's a chapter book, by gisting it, What does it mean to gist? Well, I could keep in a journal a 20-word summary of what I've read for that particular day. It'll help me remember and keep me from forgetting certain details throughout the course of a text reading. Right now I'm writing in my journal. I'm keeping up with the scavenger hunt. How exciting! I'm trying to keep a record of emotions that a character demonstrates, the adjectives that are used by the author to describe characters, and many more facets from the book that I'm reading. I'm trying to keep tabs on the many developing actions of the story. Oh man, we almost forgot about the TBQ. Barbecue? No, TBQ, text-based question. A text-based question is a question that has an answer that is explicitly found in the text. That means that you can find evidence or the specific answer directly written in the author's text. Implicit questions will force you to find an answer that may not be found directly in the text. Utilize inferences or read between the lines of what is being asked. These are thinking questions. You might have to think a little bit. So that about wraps it up. Don't forget about what I said earlier. Readers make leaders, and practice makes perfect. We all have to start somewhere, and guess what? The more reading you do, the more informed you're going to be. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out our Teachers Pay Teachers store where you can find many resources like the one that you've just seen. Follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and check out our Pinterest page. Feel free to hop on over to our YouTube channel where you can check out many exciting videos. Hop on over to our blog at bowtieguyandwife.com. We'll see you later.